The show begins when we see Harley Quinn attempting to steal a pyramid of money from some wealthy businessmen on a cruise ship. Although they didn't take her seriously, it's only when the Joker rips off the captain's bloody face like a mask that's when the rich gentleman becomes scared. Harley tries to make the men jump into the harbor, but the Joker instead throws a poisonous gas that killed some of the men. In the middle of fighting the rest of the men, Harley gets into an argument with Joker on why he doesn't want her to be his full partner in crime yet, and she also wants to join a supervillain organization called the Legion of Doom. Batman arrives after the bloody battle. Joker tells her to buy him time while he escapes in a submarine. He promises she won't spend a single night in prison before he breaks her out. Batman takes Harley to the Gotham detective Gordon for interrogation. Harley refuses to expose the Joker's location. They made it clear that the psychotic clown doesn't care about her, but she also doesn't care about their opinion, believing her love with Joker is real, and he even proposed to her a few days ago. They sentence her to life in imprisonment, but she is confident that Joker will break her out before a single night. Harley then spends 6 months in prison waiting for the Joker. Her cellmate, including her closest friend Poison Ivy, tries persuading her that the Joker is never showing up. 3 months later, nothing happened. Time flies as 1 year already passed by, and the entire prison mate are so sure that the Joker is never coming to her rescue, but those words only makes her furious. One very night, Harley's best friend Ivy couldn't take it anymore and stages a jailbreak using her plant powers. Harley insists on waiting for Joker to come rescue her himself, so Ivy simply knocks her out and takes her. Harley wakes up in Ivy's house where she only worries how Joker is going to feel if he tries to break her out and doesn't see her. Ivy again and again tells her that Joker doesn't care and the news about their escape is all over the world, but he hasn't come looking for her. Ivy moves forward to prove that to her. Through a picture of Harley's past self as Dr. Harleen Quinzel challenges Harley to diagnose her own situation. Harley concludes that she is in an abusive codependency and needs to find her own identity. Snapping out of it, decides that she must leave the Joker. Harley, accompanied by Ivy, goes to Joker's hidden residence to break up with him, but he spins a tale about how he left her in prison only because he wanted to keep her safe from Batman and the Gotham detective, who are hell-bent in destroying everyone he cares about. Ivy tells Harley not to trust what he says and just break up. Harley couldn't resist his romantic words, especially when he mentions how powerful their love is, that even the threat of death can't keep them apart. Harley jumps at the romantic manipulation, and they then have sex with Joker, while Ivy leaves in disgust. Gordon informs Batman how a villain called the Riddler is planning to advertise a riddle so funny it could kill you in every news on TV. Batman goes to stop him from this act. Meanwhile, Joker is mad about this because funny is kind of his thing and the Riddler is trying to steal it on live TV. Harley promises to help him kill the Riddler in an hour, while in return, they can have their date night. Harley shows up at the Riddler basement same time as Batman. They fell into his trap as they both get captured by glass balls suspended over vats of acid. Riddler then invites Joker, the king of crime, to choose one captive to live and one to die. Joker, who doesn't want the Riddler to gain all the glory of killing Batman himself, chooses Harley to die instead, while Batman is set free. As Harley is thrown into the vat of acid, she recalls moments of her past only to finally realize that Joker never loved her. He only said "till death do us part" because he left her as a suicide bomber to defeat Batman, a fate which Batman saved her from. Ivy gets her out of the acid, revealing to Harley that it was just a pool of alcohol she was thrown into. The Riddler tells Ivy that he has completed his part of the deal, making Harley confused. Ivy explains that she set this whole situation with the Riddler to prove to Harley through actions that the Joker never cared for her. Harley is really depressed that she wasted her whole life on an idiot clown when the person that has always loved and cared for her is right in front. She decided to end this once and for all. Harley changes into a new costume, returns to the Joker's lab, and announces her breakup with him. Joker gets furious after she says she will replace him as the top supervillain of Gotham. He calls in his gang to kill her. Using a baseball bat, Harley sends them all to their grave in the most brutal ways possible. Harley destroys Joker's basement, leaving him in a pile of rubble at her mercy. He daringly asks if she is going to kill him, but she spares him, wanting to see the look on his face when she replaces him as the top villain in Gotham City. The news about how Harley dumped Joker is being gossiped everywhere. Furious Joker decided to get back at her by toying and killing Howie Mandel, her favorite talk host in television. Angered, Harley logs into Joker's calendar against the advice of Ivy and finds out that the Legion of Doom is throwing a party at the Gotham Mint. Harley crashes at the party in style with Ivy, and a tiger is her pet, to show the other villains how awesome she's doing without the Joker. However, Harley realizes that the party is merely a birthday party of Joshua, the nephew of another villain in Gotham called Penguin. She insists on staying and impressing the Legion of Doom anyway, leaving Ivy to the advances of Kite Man, a stupid hero who has no powers but a childish kite on his back. Harley tries to gain acceptance from the Legion of Doom, Two-Face, Scarecrow, and Bane, but the Joker steals her thunder. To show the Legion guys that she can do something not even they can, she decided to rob the Gotham Mint, which no supervillain has never gotten the balls to try. Ivy as usually is against her ideas, stating how impenetrable the Mint is and the securities in it are so confident that they rented the atrium to the Legion of Doom. Abandoning Ivy at the party, Harley breaks into the Gotham Mint. Meanwhile, Ivy discovers that Kite Man stole her love poison, which he believes to be a juice, and gave it to the kids in the birthday party. Ivy tells him what he used on those kids is a potion that makes people fall in love with her, and then it kills them. Her name is Poison Ivy. What was he even thinking? She takes Kite Man to her apartment to get an antidote before the kids dies. On the other hand, Harley blocks the cameras in the Mint and kills the securities as quietly as she can. She opens the safe where all the money is, but realizes the securities she killed were just actors, and the stacks of cash were props for Joshua, the nephew of Penguin, to do a play robbery. Penguin is furious with her for ruining the birthday surprise for his nephew, and he, along with the other villains, captures her. As quickly as possible, Kite Man flies Ivy to her apartment. Foolish as always, Kite Man is under the impression that she brought him into her house to have sex. Flying back to Penguin nephew birthday party, Kite Man apologizes for his mistake. Ivy reluctantly finds him not so bad. Anyway, at the party, Penguin gives his nephew the chance to commit his first crime by killing Harley, but the psychopath erodes his confidence until he breaks down, at which point Ivy crashes in to save Harley from his uncle's wrath. The Joker demands that Harley admit to being nothing without him. She refuses, so he orders the Legion of Doom to kill her. Kite Man is confronted and is easily overpowered by Bane. Harley and Ivy fight Scarecrow and Two-Face, but it didn't take long before they are surrounded by the Legion of Doom. Joker calls Bane a dumb monster for even considering Kite Man as a threat, instead of focusing on capturing Harley. Harley could not let this opportunity pass her by, as she convinces the Legion of Doom not to let Joker, who doesn't even have powers, bully them into doing what he wants. Without allies, the Joker tries to shoot Harley himself, but is confronted by Ivy and her carnivorous plants. He is only saved by a phone call from his contractor, taking that as an excuse to leave. Back home, although Ivy states how Harley already proved how awesome she is without the Joker, Harley expresses her willingness to join the Legion of Doom, which Ivy disapproves. Frank, a talking plant, reminds Ivy about the poisoned kids that are about to die. As part of the procedure, Ivy drinks the antidote and uses her saliva to cure them, sending the children back to their various houses. The next episode begins with Harley, who defeats a villain in a train. She tries to steal a nuke from the train, but she is intercepted by Joker, who takes the nuke and orders his goons to throw her out. Returning home really tattered, Harley states that Joker only had his way because he has a crew, so she decided to find her own crew of supervillains. Ivy deems it as unnecessary, saying that very successful supervillains work alone. She uses Dr. Psycho as example, who doesn't have a crew but takes on Wonder Woman like a champ on live TV. However, when smacked hard in the head, Psycho angrily calls Wonder Woman the C word. This shocks the world, landing Psycho at a massive scandal. Harley interprets the event as, if he had a crew, they'd have told him to use the B word instead. Harley goes to the supervillain talent agency to recruit talented criminals. However, when they found out that she is not working with Joker but against him, the agency denies Harley access to recruits. She decided to scout supervillains by herself. She goes to the bar, but no villain is willing to join her crew. One even jumps into the portal that leads to hell instead of working with her. Dr. Psycho, also at the bar, says he won't work for her either. Clayface, a shapeshifter supervillain, seems interested to work with Harley, but he suddenly gets into a fight with Psycho. Kite Man then arrives and immediately gets the entire bar to join him for a slapdish heist. Out of ideas, she resorts to her final option by attending a seminar anchored by Maxie Zeus, a supervillain motivational speaker who teaches villains the strategies in getting henchmen of their own. She meets with the guy privately, but he is not interested in helping her until she sleeps with him. When Harley refuses, he adds that no villain would ever work for a woman. Back at home, Ivy tells Harley a story about the last female supervillain to attain power. A long time ago, there was this powerful sorceress called the Queen of Fables. Fed up by being a footnote to the male supervillains, she decided to turn Gotham into an evil forest by using sorcery to pull characters from the pages of storybooks until she had a whole army at her command. Unfortunately, Idy doesn't know the rest of the story and directs Harley to speak to the Queen of Fable herself. Fable, who speaks through a book, continues the story. The most powerful superheroes in the world gangs up against her and punish her in a way no one has ever been punished, which is by magically imprisoning her in a textbook. After returning from her meeting with Fables, Harley is still unwilling to give up and comes with an idea of not looking for villains who believes in her, but instead looking for the ones no one else believes in. She and Ivy watch Psycho appear on television for PR cleanup. Things fall apart once his wife leaves him on air and he calls her a slur. The Legion of Doom banishes Psycho from their rank. He has no choice but to join Harley so as the shape-shifting villain, Clayface. To begin their first evil scheme, Harley brings the gang to rob Zeus Maxi gold medals. Clayface disguises himself to be Zeus Maxi lost son to distract him, giving Harley and Psycho the chance to get into his apartment to steal his gold medals. Unfortunately, Maxi sees through Clayface's disguise and starts to attack him. Harley could not leave her teammate behind. Psycho uses his powers to save Clayface from Zeus' grasps. Harley Quinn finally gets her revenge on the guy, beating him half dead with her bat, ordering him to tell the world that it was her doing. Seeing the aftermath of the fight, the media speculate that Harley Quinn might become the Joker's competitor, much to his anger. Later on, Harley trades Maxi's gold for a nuclear warhead, then uses that to blackmail Gotham into renaming a highway after her. Harley and her gang have been doing lots of robbery in the city, but to her frustration, they never show up on the news because everyone is focusing on the sensational antics of Joker and Batman. Ivy suggests that it's best to keep a low profile to avoid going to prison, but Harley wants the media to notice her, and to achieve that, she needs her own nemesis, just like how Joker has Batman, Lex Luthor has Superman, and Sinestro has Green Lantern. After just a day, Ivy complains that Harley's crew is messing up her apartment. The crew creates an online profile to find a nemesis, but have no luck. They hear a knock on their door. Shocked to see King Shark, they all arm themselves in defense, but it turns out that Clayface owes them some explanation. King Shark is his computer wizard friend whom Clayface enlisted to solve their nemesis problem. King Shark only drums up a minor nemesis, noting that the website won't have any big-name villains. Harley steals the Batmobile and rampages through Gotham in an attempt to draw Batman's attention. However, things didn't go as she expected. Batman, who doesn't have time to deal with the gutter snipes, sends his son Robin to stop her, whom she easily defeats. Later on, Robin lies and publicly claims to now be Harley's nemesis, which makes her mad. Harley decided to target the most powerful hero on the planet, Superman, by kidnapping Lois Lane. Her plan on getting Superman to be her nemesis didn't work out as Lois is completely unfazed by her, and although Superman arrives, he leaves Robin to take on Harley. Harley departs with her crew in frustration. After receiving a taunting card from Joker and the Legion of Doom, a fed-up Harley decides to murder Robin, but Ivy talks her out of it, saying that would enshrine her status as Robin's nemesis, with King Shark adding that it would be child murder. She decided to plan something different. She kidnaps Robin and suspends him over a fish pond, with King Shark lurking below to scare him. Out of fear, Robin admits that he isn't Harley's nemesis. Harley reveals they are on the set on a TV show and the media was listening the whole time. Robin's nose turns out to be badly injured, and when a drop of his blood falls into the pond, it triggers King Shark into going berserk. Harley rescues Robin, but things goes from bad to worse when King Shark breaks free from his tank. Luckily, Batman arrives and uses a spray to bring the shark back to its senses. In a location in the city, Joker robs a bank, but is confused on why Batman didn't show up. He sees a news and is furious that Batman is occupied with Harley instead of his ongoing bank robbery. Batman defeats Harley and tries to take her to prison, but her best friend Ivy shows up to her rescue. Batman defeats them both. Joker shows up and kidnaps Robin, forcing Batman to give him a chase. Returning back to Ivy's house, Harley is disappointed that her plans in getting a nemesis didn't work out. Ivy advises she should just continue doing what she loves and the right nemesis will find her. Harley crew cleans Ivy's apartment to make up for messing it up the last time, with King Shark who reveals to have joined Harley's crew. That was how this episode ended. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want me to recap more episodes of the series, let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.